This is the Pye Mk VII image orphican camera. It's the last image orphican camera that Pye made and represents the culmination of their camera design. It uses the 4.5 image orphican tube, which gave very good black and white pictures, but at that time, 1965-66, the UK was moving rapidly towards colour and nobody really wanted to buy black and white cameras. So the poor thing was a bit like the bride left at the altar. Anyway, let's have a further exploration of that discussion. It was not entirely on its own, this camera. It also formed part of a group of other cameras. There was a Plumbican version, a caption scanning version, and an ill-fated Plumbican telecine camera. This was all towards the end of the life of Pye as an independent company, as it had been taken over by Philips, and Philips were naturally keen that their own products should now feature in the Pye marketplace. So, where to start? Normally I start at the front, but there's very little space here, so we're going to start at the back this time. Obviously, here is the viewfinder and the picture of the curtains, and as you can see, we can zoom in or out and also focus. I'm not sure if you're seeing this on the recording, but I can certainly see it in the viewfinder. Other controls at the back are obviously there's a socket to plug your headset in, volume controls for the same, and this little control here is the filter wheel. If you watch the viewfinder as I turn it, you'll see it goes dimmer as I put more and more neutral filters in. And there's also a cap position to protect the tube against damage for excessive light. There's also a ventilation fan, and if I drop the panel down thus, you can see the works. Turn to the other camera. That's the back of the image orphican tube, the socket, and the fan, and this little nozzle here squirts air into the scanning yoke to control the temperature of the front part of the tube. The tube, the image orphican tube, is very particular about being at a certain temperature. So we pop that back in, and there we go. And now we're going to have a look in the side at the image orphican tube itself. Here it is. It takes up almost all of the bottom half of the camera, but of interest and worth pointing out is this control here. This is the back focus adjustment necessary for tracking a zoom lens. And we'll turn the camera around and have a look at the other side. It's a bit of a squeeze in here, where it only just fits in this gap. Behind this panel are the connections to the various plug-in boards and an hour meter. Pop that back. Here I've been writing down the number of hours used. It's quite important to record the number of hours on image orphican tubes because they're hideously expensive they were, and they needed to know the hours used for warranty purposes. So continuing to turn, here we have the zoom lens. Now it has two big knobs on either side, and I can slide it off completely. I must put the lock on because the change of weight will play havoc with the centre of gravity. Just put this down. So, a big lump of glass made by Angelo, and 3 motors and 3 servo amplifiers made by Evershed Power Optics, and the whole thing mounts onto the front of the camera with what was called a pulley wheel mount. And in a rare bout of compatibility, this lens would fit other cameras as well. it's a little bit heavy at the back. It's fighting me because the lens cover is not on. So we're going to pause for a moment and I'm going to put it back. Just talk amongst yourselves. Got that. There we are, that's fixed the centre of gravity. Speaking of the centre of gravity, these Vinton pan and tilt heads are absolutely marvellous. Look how easily it tilts and back again. Really is a miracle of engineering. No, I'm not employed by Vinton, but I am impressed. So, coming round to the other side. Conflict of space. I was going to show you the front of the plug-in cards, and with it being solid state, of course, it takes up so much less room. We have the power supply, the horizontal scan, the vertical scan, the head amplifier, a pulse board and a viewfinder board, and that's the electronics just there. Really quite neat. We're spinning it back round like that. I'm just going to go over to the CCU and I'm going to flash the camera call button and observe the cue light. That flashes automatically, and also you should be able to see the cue light also flashing in the viewfinder. So now looking at this side of the camera, we have the zoom demand unit with its 4 preset positions and a manual position, a slow fast switch and the control here to operate it manually. This plugs into the side of the camera along with the cable from the focus control on the other side, and here is the standard BICC Mark 4B camera cable. And really, that's it in a nutshell.